me ma obi a kwa baba me YouTube video and as a video we person me nkasa fa trendline strategy. Before that no ye be say every strategy I wo bia na every trading strategy wo bia no ye dey catch 2 moves on the market. Some of the strategies focuses say ye dey be catch trending market. Some of the strategies in so ye dey catch ranging market. Make us say trending market, and that is if say market need move towards particular direction. Example, you bet my uptrend. Uptrend just a market no new boy yana e make it higher high, na make it higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Say market no so kwa na ekofuma na the code na utwe ni boy yefo you be lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. That means that the code no ni boy dey but from your strategies are hold bit me trade this kind of market condition. It's also a kind of market condition you find ranging market. That means a market no enye den enkosoro enkoa eno so enkofem enkoa ye dey who say market no kwana echo up and down, up and down, up and down. That means it's in a particular range. I no ranging market, which is within the support and the resistance. That means a bounce above na bounce akosoro, na bounce above him. Into trendline strategy the trading typically on the trending market. Into how I think the trending market. Remember chart no my head my baba be describing and answer my bet you how to use the trendline strategy. Inti enko chart no so na me enko example ni show. Before say measure the watch chart, so I want you to understand and be say one tia say member chart first. Or TikTok, WhatsApp and I be biara member chart first because there are some people who maybe TikTok account using my picture, using my name. They will come to your DM and start chatting you how is trading. How is there? So be about DM first and hear me because I will not come to your chat. I will not come to your DM directly to come and chat to you on TikTok or any other social media. Normally, as a day trader, about chat now, obe pese o chat no be wohi. Ebe wo 4-hour time frame. Obiara ne baby obehwehwe ne time frame efi. A swing trader ebe isu more higher time frames to identify their bias. What I say. Now, who day trader, you start from the 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, you want to identify the main trend of the market. As a trend line, no, a direct bar from here, it's say a downtrend. By a trend line, no, draw a two line also na a bobo echo top say that means a uptrend. How would you identify uptrend and downtrend? First, obepese market in create structure be say. Na create mienu at least e create troughs mienu say troughs near there the market never down na reverse ya point na reverse ye no to say example we first trough what you say e pick bottom ni say na sa akọ ekoye na epe wo top na reverse back down na e be create another trough but anye pepe ni we wo level na e wo soro kakra say obe mark ni say what you say that means say o draw a feed down na say na obenya no o draw trend line make sure say be touch candles no ne wick na say ne body no na touch say no extend akọ future o extend ko future e be ye bibi say now no a point cut up into your friend is saying your friend no uptrend. So how do you trade in such market? This is an uptrend, a clear uptrend na yehuno. You don't trade until say price attach this trend line. So how do you do that? Obe train for market to do whatever a person enye into a bar never touch trend line is here. You don't just start buying. You will look for entry confirmation. Now entry confirmation no a bit differ based on obia or trade bia, but now no I recommend say you look for the entry confirmation on a more lower time frame into main trend no obe draw a 4-hour time frame. Current trend no obe draw 1-hour time frame, and then you go to 15 minutes time frame or 5 minutes time frame to look for entry. So how do you do it? This example, market do level C no. Ahani ebe call lower time frame akoshe candlestick confirmation. Candlestick confirmation. So or other Confluence obetimi dey account. Obi mu use your friends say moving average. Moving average. I'm not good at indicators. So I can't tell. Ebi mo use Fibonacci. Fibonacci, how I will use Fibonacci is a level no price ababeto trend line you say no open confirmation say this area na ebe den ebe hold the price. Say this year be hold the price a unya confirmations be say niam miensa a eche say market ni eche say be buy. First, you who say market as city trend line, that is the first one. Second, you bit mark say you share for Fibonacci. Fibonacci ube who say 0.5 and a 0.618 no a very hot zone into social media na makala what I say modality or other levels. So these are the only important levels here because those are the areas price bit me show you sign say be reverse because whenever market retraces to either the 0.5 or 0.618 ebe bounce off towards the same direction market need share sign say aircon. So in this case you say one market are city significant market are city on a trend line. Two, essentially a Fibonacci level which is 0.5 and 0.618 between that area which is a very hot zone. Into power share for candlestick confirmation. Candlestick confirmation I have videos. You can look for engulfing candles, you can look for wick rejection candles, you can look for evening star at this area. When you have this kind of confirmation, that is where you decide to what to buy. That is where you decide to buy from that area or buy from that area. Where is your stop loss going to be? You just identify any structure low, any level of price I show you sign say reverse and it's failing to break, and then your stop loss will be below that area and your take profit should be at the high that is created already. Send the price eba kakran na ekɔ top a eduru hɔ a you can hit your take profit on time before say why then what could you see market na answer then answer reverse. So this is for a buy, this is for a buy. So buy an example ni say oh buy, this is a very good example for buy. What about sales? Now say a person sell here, we need to find at least two peaks. What I say at least two peaks nature say top mmienu a market show you sign say a reverse. So this example we are looking for areas like this. Market if you down na cut top and a reverse. The point in a reverse here no if a soroba afem ye be for first peak. What I say a bar down na is a cut top no a reverse aba down no be a turning point you wait me so for another peak. So in two peaks. I said top mean what I say, but top mean difference ni say enye the same area, need the same level. What I say. Second one or fencing, first one a draw. Into this case, we will draw our trend line by picking the trend line 2 like this, place it on the first structure high, and then draw and make sure say be touch second high, and extend it into the future like this. So this is our trend line that we've gotten. You be trade BMA unless a price visits this particular trend line on the major. If price is able to sit on this particular trend line, then we will pick a trade right from there. Into you be train trade you don't do anything while price is coming. To be able to try, this is your strategy. Focus only on when price get to the what do we call it, trend line. Into price do this zone you know say right, this is my zone, this is my zone. The first over confluence on the lower time frame, but first market about city or trend line. So and about hit the trend line. So we say be reverse what do you have to be looking for? First, you need to look for what is happening. It is hitting the trend line. Two, you can use the Fibonacci retracement tool. And so for sale, we pick Fibonacci and then you click on the higher market iniquity, stretch it to the level where price to me make here, answer a reverse and then extend. And then you realize that this zone price etimi akwa hit Fibonacci level 0.5. It is almost there. That means that this area can still hold price. Inti nya niama mienu. Niama a etoso miensan so no bi so betima ka say okay this area so price e break this structure low. Inti hon so betima say den aye retest level. Inti nya niama ahe 3 yenya 1 trend line touch, 2 Fibonacci 0.5% retracement, 3 break and retest is also happening here. So the last thing we will look for is candlestick confirmation on a lower time frame. On a lower time frame is underlined. On the lower time frame, so if you're able to identify all these things, the other sell pick will sell to sell from there. Your stop loss below or above any structure high, because you are selling into stop loss. I was saying one above structure high, and then you sell to wherever you think or believe price is likely to reverse. For me, I wouldn't go extending more than this structure lower price increase. Send a better price need do have a better reverse here. Meet my hit me take profit before say price be away. So let me go to the chart and find you some few examples for this lesson. Exactly for this lesson. Into first, this is the 4-hour time frame. Let me delete this one. This is the 4-hour time frame. 4-hour time frame ni touches me one. This is the first touch. Hold. Right. This is the 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, you first peak any dance. All right. You first peak. What I said, this is the first peak we were able to identify. Second peak I identify and so on. Say this tells us the main trend on this currency pair, which is GBP USD. No, it is falling. It is in a downtrend. Fine. You go to a lower time frame like the 60-minute or the 1-hour time frame to be able to see your chart in hourly perspective. Because you are a day trader, you don't want to be looking at huge time frames. So at this point, you want to identify what kind of market we are seeing again. So in the lower time frame, like the 1-hour time frame, we can also see a downtrend. And to say a 3D example, this is how we would have gotten our trend line. Let's say this is the first trend line, right? This is the first one we got. Looking at the chart, current chart, no, I had the first one. You're seeing another structure low waha baby. What a structure high waha baby. In tiebe market, that is where we do what? We start marking and then we extend into the future. What I say, and then we extend into the future like this. And now looking at this, we can also see, say, now we see some structures that has been created like this. So that means we need to go to the 15 minutes time frame or open. So I'll best stick it to her and then you wait for longer time. But I recommend you go to a lower time frame to be able to mark, because from here I can see market creating some levels like this. Into 15 minutes time frame will be fine. On the 15 minutes time frame, we see a very beautiful trend. We see a very beautiful trending to the downside. So that side is a bit more see, and then we will extend it into the future. Now, Yanfan said this is where the market has given us the significant. Your friend is saying, "Hana market needs a significant structures and our marketing. They are can and buy where I may shade assuming say a honey and buy. That is what we are assuming. So we will go to the 5 minutes time frame. That is where we want to find our entry. So on the 5 minutes time frame, there. Send me a bay albania tree small into near lower time frame. No. But if you stick to a higher time frame, that means your trades will take time, a better chance surprise about visiting your areas of interest where you want to really sell. So with the first example, we had this trend line coming down, and then price getting to this trend line. You better share for what? Confirmation candles. One, confirmation candle. Before we look for the confirmation candle, we can add any kind of confluence EPC and fan count. Say example, Fibonacci retracement is one of them. We can also consider break and retest as one of them. We can also consider candlestick confirmation, and any indicator I will believe you. So in this case, we can see say this area now price above visit attach this trend line on this area that we consider as our trend line touch then a structure high. We can also consider say this area now price creating something like a resistance already here. One, that is one. Say a person add Fibonacci now, you better pick Fibonacci 2, no Fibonacci retracement, and then you click on the level price ahead. Equity main high answer airdrop your down what the tower, and then you extend it to the bottom area price doing, and then you extend it into the future, and extending it into the future no, what we can see is this. Immediately we send there in confused. Price aba hit this zone. This is the zone we are talking about. This same zone, yehu resistance bi wɔ price attach ha reverse it, asa attach ha reverse it, asa ba be drew hanom, ana a create candlestick rejections bi wɔ ha. Candle rejection ɛyɛ so. That same zone ɛyɛ trend line touch. What I say, that same zone ɛyɛ trend line touch. Apart from say trend line touch no, I want say Fibonacci 0.5 retracement area. Into Confluence mmiɛnsa we be my go ahead to take this trade. So if I'm supposed to be trading this, the moment I may identify this kind of candle confirmation, this red candle, this is a high volume candle for me to be able to start selling. What I say, so I'll start selling after this candle closed, and then my stop loss will be above this structure now price equity, which is somewhere here, and then I will make sure say my take profit will not cross this structure low. And now trade no take first 5 minutes, second 5 minutes, and a drop. I think said there was a news. So this is for this particular one. This was going to be a winning trade. So my show another example looking at it using different Confluence. What I say, looking at different Confluence. So different Confluence. What can I say? Now looking at this area, this particular zone. Yɛmfa nsa hanom saying so price aba touches friend saying trend line. Line trend price are approaching trend line, because these trend lines, remember, and I say mark if you higher time frames into you are patiently waiting on the lower time frame for price to get to the zones I'll mark on the higher time frame. And in this case, price are reverse come aba city on the significant, and as everyone say trend line, attach a trend line. So you can use your Fibonacci level to confirm what area is this. So you pick the high and then extend it to this low and then push it to the future. And you can see the price has even been able to cross a little above the 0.618 level, which is a very hot zone that price any moment in time is about to reverse. So you don't enter. That is where we look for confirmation candlestick pattern. Confirmation candlestick pattern. Here, if you know candlestick analysis, you will be able to identify when the market is about to sell, and then you start selling. So you pick your sell to while this candle closed bearish, you start selling because it's a huge massive candle, which is a Marubozu candlestick, and then you go for your 2 risk to reward. If I'm to be trading, I'll go for my 2 risk to reward, and then this is where I close my TP. Now we have something we call trend line break. Trend line break. You can sell anytime price get to these trend lines, and then you can make your money. Imagine price got to this area. Do you sell? That be ultimate sell because price in and then and get it to the trend line. So you wait patiently till it got to the level. In TNC, a sub bank kakran and a bed and a best city to this area. This area is a very, very, very hot zone. So this way a hot zone there. You better share then you better share confirmation and I say other Confluence add up for this area to be valid. So first we can use the fib level, mark the fib level, extend it to the bottom, and then push to the future, extend to the future. If we can see that this zone is 0.618 at the same time, not just 0.618. I want to see a trend line touch, and we want to look for candlestick confirmation to tell us the price per se and selling for that zone. So what do we look out for? We are going to be looking for candlestick confirmation. So if I'm supposed to be trading this, I will use this candle to be my confirmation candlestick, this massive sell candle. So upon the close of this candle, I'll sell my stop loss above this area, and then I'll make sure I close around 1:2 risk to reward or 1:3 risk to reward if there is a large space for me. And in this case, I will close before price get to this area. So this is a beautiful trade for you. Now, waiting patiently, price try but nechigakra and a call down. Don't try drawing new trend lines on the lower time frame like the 5 minute. That area is just for entry confirmation. It is just the entry confirmation. So don't do anything over there. So Ochen now abotre. Now price approach this area. You are waiting for confirmation, no confirmation, and it broke. A break here quantity, you don't do anything. Oh, trend say merit test because when trend line breaks, it does what? It needs to retest. It needs to retest. So retesting, you wait patiently for price to go up. Eba be hit trend line ni BMI because of the trend line we breaking into ebe retesting and bounce up. Into retesting ebe bounce up. You need confirmation over here. Use the fib level straight from the top to where it go to, which is this point, and then extend to this area. And here you see say eba be touch 0.5 na here then bounce here. So this area is a trend line. So you wait for this candle as your confirmation candlestick. This is your confirmation candle. You can consider this as a tweezers bottom. If you consider this as a tweezers bottom, that means you will have your buy entry here, and then your stop loss will be below this structure low, and then your TP should be before we close above, and now you be breaking this area. So 1:3 risk to reward, we can smash before price beat my baby breaking this area. And here you will have your beautiful trade this morning on GBP USD. Let's look for another example for buys. This is trend line approach. Okay, looking for trend line or using trend line approach. So let's look for gold. Let's go to gold. I saw a beautiful example over there. So gold on the 4-hour time frame, yenshe main trend of the market. No, yenshe main trend of the market on gold. We are looking for buys. Gold is going straight buys. It is skyrocketing, massive one. Until for 1 hour time frame, this is what we see. This is not a very beautiful look on the 1 hour time frame. Adintia, even though it looks good, it's a good trend, but I don't think say I drew it from the 1 hour time frame. Meaning, the 1 hour time frame there wasn't any something nice, even though the ones we had on the 1 hour time frame has already been broken over here. So you can see say senka ye trade gold. I sales example. I don't want to go and make any example here. Price touch here SLA what I say a bit breaky or hanum say no ne a test here na then air course. So we will be looking for the 50 minutes time frame trend lines. So 50 minutes time frame trend lines is really good because gold is a very massive currency pair. It is not even a currency, it's a commodity. You understand? Gold is a commodity. So we will look at gold and then we'll look at where we could have bought gold because this is an uptrend. We are only looking for buying opportunity. So this is the first touch we saw on gold. This is the second touch we saw on gold. We consider this as a whole touch on gold. So from there, market was within the midnight. It's pushed up, and then we see price setting. I want something clear. Price to me baby do how buy into me buy because I'm touching a trend line, which is not a confirmation setup for us. So patiently waiting. We don't know when price got here. Some of us, our strategy allow us to know when to come to the chart. By using some of the strategy BTCC, you need to be on your charts most of the times to check where price has gotten to, so you can know when to trade and know when to trade. So now price itimi aman kakra saba besiti our trend line. So what I say, our trend line. So here we are going to identify what level that is using the Fibonacci retracement level. So we will pick the fib level. This is the high low we are using right now. We can stretch to this side. I don't think we should consider this to be the low because it doesn't fit. But then let me see something. Let me zoom out. All right. So if you are supposed to use lows, we can consider this. This area or this area, anyone will do, no problem. Any of that will do because this is also a structural low, just that it didn't touch the trend line. That's why I don't feel so convincing. But then let's see, using this area will do. This is the low. This is where it touched the trend line for the last time and it extended to this far, and now price is actually, let's extend it to the future, and then we'll see that price has tested the 0.5% retracement pullback or the fib retracement. So now what I see here, we are just seeing trend line touch fib level 0.5, which is a hot zone. I can also consider this area as a very good support level because of this candle sitting here. And now looking at this candle, and this is a support level, what I'm looking for right now is a candlestick confirmation. So the candlestick confirmation I'll consider for this particular example is this candle, and I may use it as a confirmation candle because it carries more volume. And if I'm using that to be my entry confirmation, mommy feel it makes sense and make sense, mommy. So after the close, upon the close of this candle, I put my buy order and then my stop loss below the main structure low, and then I'll go for my 1:2 risk to reward, which I'll smash swiftly, easy like that. So this is how to look at trend line strategy. You can add 1 or 2 Confluence to this, and then you'll be good to go. Does it work all the time? That is every strategy. Every strategy is not 100%, and if you work out on this strategy, it is going to be a very good strategy for you. So send them a and that is how I'll be use trend line to be able to spot when the market is trending up, because the market is trending up, jump into the trade and then see yourself flying. What else? You don't jump in. Trend and pause nearby each other, then you find a position, be part of the trend, and that is how you can catch your move on trending market. But one thing about this strategy is the one side about this strategy is you don't know when a babe touch or trend line. You don't know when, so you need to be frequently checking out on your whatever, on your chart, to be able to see say about be do and be do. So it demanded time. My strategy works around something like this, but I don't use the trend line. Personally, I don't use the main trend line like this. It goes around this area. Trending market, trend money policy, even though I don't add a trend line as my confluence, because we are all using confluences. We have our strategy, and then we add these things as confluence to tell us, say, chances say market be called this direction, also since say and call that direction. So it is not 100%, but this thing works. Before you start using this, try back testing it. And I say we start to use this particular strategy and back testing. New how I juma put rules, add trading plan to this, so you can trade it, and then you can now be making significant amount of money in the forex market if you know how to really utilize this strategy. Thank you for watching this video to the end. That's why video never be see baby makasi dri. Me that's a basic share